we just move away from this one because the second movie's better.
Oh, way better. It's only like 30. It's only 30 minutes. For a second, I was gonna say
Yeah,
it's only 30 seconds.
yeah, it's like the length of a TV episode.
Yeah. So it's like it's probably more fair to call this one like an OVA really more than a movie cuz it's like, it's like a special, right?
Yeah. So the setup is really quick and really easy to understand. There's a Digimon called Locomon, and he's going really fast and reckless through train stations, and the Tamers have got to stop him.
Yeah. It's like cuz that's the thing cuz this like it just starts off and you get a bit of like just quick like dialogue about like oh hey, Rika's going to have a birthday party and she's like going to a specific area or whatever, and like Takao's like, wonder if he should come and stuff, and he's like trying to get in there. And like, boom, like train flies by and they're like, oh, that's a Digimon. We have to stop this.
Yeah. Also, I will say this movie also has kind of a problem where it's like I don't understand when this takes place because it's far enough that Gallantmon has Crimson mode.
Yeah.
So are we to believe that this is post anime and the Digimon came back?
Yeah, I think that's what you'd have to believe, because that's the only time this would make sense, right?
Yeah, because Gallantmon Crimson mode is like the very last thing that happens, and there's no gap in between that and them
Yeah.
leaving.
Because, like, I was thinking for a second, it's like, alright, May, this is like, like, everyone comes back, and it's like during the D Reaper crisis or whatever, because they took some time off in the middle of that.
Yeah, but it can't be because Crimson mode.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's like, also I'll point out, like, characters are shiny as fuck in this at times.
Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed, like because the very first shot of Guillemon is this, where
Yeah.
he's just shiny. It's like, all right.
Yeah,
I
like,
think they were trying a little harder to make the animation or like the shading or whatever look nice, but
yeah, like,
it was weird.
it doesn't look bad, but it does look a bit off. Takes a bit of
Yeah.
getting used to.
I don't think we see shiny Guillemon ever again. I think it's just this opening shot.
Yeah, he has some shine on him every now and then. Like, I kind of
Yeah.
noticed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so effing train is just speeding at control. And you see in this like opening sequence, and it's like the train's like nearly crashing into our cars, and it's like, just going along recklessly. It's like, okay, yeah, this is a problem.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad because I'm having trouble remembering all the things that happened in this movie, despite the fact that I liked it more.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, the plot's pretty straightforward and kind of redundant in a sense.
Yeah, most of it is we gotta chase Locomon. Takato gets on Locomon, and then everybody else is chasing Locomon.
Yeah. Like,
There is,
we do get this shot, this, like, moment.
yeah, Growlmon like trying to hold him back.
Yeah, Growlmon tries to physically stop a train, and it's awesome.
I think my favorite part is Beelzemon shows up out of nowhere at some point to try to stop Locomon. And he's like, I got this. And he shoots Locomon a couple of times. And the Locomon extends like a spike out of a wheel, wrecks Beelzemon in one hit, and then he doesn't do like anything else in the movie.
Yeah, he just extends like a little wheel spike and just like kills Behemoth basically. Because remember, the motorcycle's also alive.
Yeah, I love Beelzemon, but it's kind of hilarious to watch him show up and job immediately.
Yeah, because he just like blows up like the front of the motorcycle and he just flies back and you just see an explosion. It's like, oh, Behemoth is dead.
Yeah. Beelzemon does do something else. He saves Susie, but like that's the only other thing he does in the movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, I'm glad he was there.
Yeah. I feel like
Beelzemon tried.
I feel like that sums up a lot of it. It's like, just fun action sequence of like, character shows up and does a thing, and it's just like, doesn't really solve the problem, but it's a cool little thing they do.
Yeah, well, they bring everybody back for at least a scene. Like, even Marine Angemon's there, even though it doesn't do anything.
Well, no, Marine Angemon nukes Waffle.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, because, like,
Oh, okay.
alright, so the big thing is that it's, like, train's going crazy and the kids are trying to stop it. Like, Takato manages to jump on the train while Growlmon keeps it busy for a second, and, like, Rika gets on. And they quickly learn that, like, the train is... Well, I shouldn't say quickly, but yeah, they learn that it's like, the train's being controlled by, like, a parasite Digimon called Parasamon.
Yeah.
And
At one
apparently...
point, it possesses Rika.
Yeah, Parasamon just possesses Rika. There's like
it has Rika try to kill Takato with a wrench.
Yeah, was the super. If you've seen that movie, that joke's gonna be great.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a weird scene where Rika gets like a musical number in her mind.
Yeah, because it's like, it's like playing on her desires or whatever, like, keep her mentally, like, trapped in this weird little dream world where she's like, no, I really don't want to sing, and she's like, just starts singing, and it, like, cuts to Rika in the real world, and she's like, I just want to sing, and she starts trying to murder Takato.
Yeah. And there's a scene where I'm like, okay, Renamon, just take the wrench. And then you see in like shortly after Renamon gets blasted through a window, and I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah, I guess Parasamon just made Rika way stronger.
Well, so it could have been the Parasamon that attacked Renamon. Like, because we see there's a shot at one point where a laser fires out of nowhere, and this is before the Parasamon reveals itself.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting there like, wait, where did that laser come from? Did Rika do that?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that makes way more sense if it was the laser, because, like, Romon gets messed up, like, she's, like, proper injured, and she's, like, having a hard time, like, moving.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, like... we get the whole Parasamon reveal. Meanwhile, like, we see that the adults are actually doing stuff, and they're treating this as, like, a real crisis. And, like, Yamaki just shows up, and he's like, hey, like, I'm taking over this operation now. Like, we're gonna, like, push the train towards this digital gate that opened and, like, run it through. And, I need you to, like, switch the tracks as I tell you to.
Yeah, so they have railroad workers just like frantically like changing the tracks and whatnot so they can redirect it.
Yeah.
Also, I guess they got Hypnos up and running again.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they did. Honestly, like, after what happened with the D-Reaper, that makes complete sense.
Yeah, it's like we need somebody who can monitor this crap.
Yeah. Like, even if we're not, like, actively ripping open holes in data and stuff, we still need someone to actually be like, hey, are Digimon coming through? Are they trying to kill us? Or can we find out where they are and how to stop them?
Yeah, it works great as a surveillance system because it's like they can seemingly pinpoint Digimon the moment they appear. And then Yamaki's just got to make a phone call and like, all right, the kids are out and they're going to take it down.
Yeah, he straight up, like, calls Takato. And he's like...
Takato doesn't have a phone.
Wait, what?
He calls Rika, and Rika hands Takato the phone because...
Oh, right, yeah.
Takato doesn't have a phone, seemingly.
Yeah, he straight up calls the kids, and he's like, hey, this is our plan, what are you doing? And Takato's like, oh, we're on the train. And he's like, yeah, you need to get off that train. It's going to go round to the digital world.
Yeah, and the last time they had to bring him back from the digital world, it was a whole thing.
Yeah. But Man, turns out like it's good that they're on the train, cause like, all right, so before we go much further, I had to like address this really quick, cause this is like this might be the goofiest moment of anime time I've ever seen. Cause there is a moment at the start of this movie where it's like, yo, if you remember, it's like Guilmon digivolves to stop the train. There's a shot where it's like, yo, Guilmon's digivolved, and you see the train coming at him, and it's like, yo, like, what, like 30 feet away at most. And like Takano has time to pull out his Digivice and bring up the like, Locomon information and read it. And he's like, oh, Locomon, this thing's an ultimate level? Oh, that's nutty. Be careful, Guilmon, he's a strong one. And then it collides with Growlmon. It's like train is rushing right at you, like it's like 30 feet away, and you have enough time to like take out a device, have it load up, read off the data, and then say like a full line before it hits.
It's fine. What I think is goofy is like like Henry and like Kenta and Kazu and like they're all like hopping on like an abandoned train car and having Gardramon push it.
Yeah.
And Guilmon doesn't go with them. Guilmon starts digging a hole.
Yeah.
Guilmon I'm just like, Guilmon, what are you doing?
Yeah, for a second I was like, oh, is Guilmon's hole going to, like, ruin the railway track or something? Like, we're gonna, like, come back later, and there's just a big crater in the middle of the road or whatever, so he's gonna, like, derail the train.
Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna happen, because, like, he would have to actively destroy the train tracks, which he could do, he's a Digimon, but...
Yeah, I was just imagining, like...
The actual answer is he's waiting for Locomon to circle back around so he can wait in the hole and then jump on board the train as it goes by.
Yeah, he just sticks his tail up and just hooks it with the tail and it just yanks him out. And he's just on the train now. It's like, okay, I guess you did, Guilmon.
Good job, I guess. You could have just rode on the other car, but alright.
I was so sure we were just gonna, like, circle back around the track and be like, oh, Guilmon's hole got really big, and, like, it destroyed the area the train tracks were on. Oh no! That's how we're gonna stop the train.
Yeah.
Like, also, we derail it and, like, just sort of, like, slide across, like, maybe it'd slide into the digital world portal or something.
Also, Henry and Susie are just running around. I don't remember what their initial plan was, but it's like it changes to we have to stop Locomon. Yeah. And so like him, Susie, Lopmon, and Terriermon are like going around, and they get on the train. And oh wait, no, they don't get on the train yet. But Henry shows up, and meets up with Kenta and Kazu. And it's like, hey, where's Terriermon? And Henry's like, I kinda got Lopmon and Terriermon mixed up.
Yeah.
Man. It's like, how did that happen? How did Terriermon not be like, wait, Henry, I'm not, that's not me.
Man, maybe Terriermon got Henry and Susie mixed up.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, because Terriermon would have said something or went after it.
Man. That's something I like, if nothing else, that they have that moment with Rika where it's like, she just runs after the train and Rumon's like, hey, what's the plan? What are we gonna do? And Rika's like, I have no idea, but we gotta do something.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, noted. No plan, but at least if we're there, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, as for the Terriermon Lopmon switch up thing, there's a scene where they swing by where Susie is, and like Henry grabs Terriermon and Lopmon jumps off the train. It's just a fun scene. There's a lot of just really fun scenes in this OVA.
Yeah. And, like, it actually starts getting into, like, actual, like, battle and stuff, and, like, combat, and, like, the fight animations look really good.
Yeah.
Like, effing... Yeah, so you figure out the, like, Parasamon's behind things. So, like, Takao fuses into Gallantmon, because that's how I do their whole megas and stuff. And, like...
Yeah. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, you could have just done that?
Yeah. So,
Because
like...
I knew Rika had the new shirt, so it was kind of later into the series, but I didn't know that meant that, oh, they have their mega forms.
So he just turns into Galmon. It's this cool, quick, like, exchange with Parasamon, where it's, like, shooting out all its weird, like, like, tentacles and stuff. It blocks them. And you see a close-up of, like, Galmon as he just, like, cuts all the tentacles apart. It shows, like, Rika still being, like, grabbed in this thing's tentacles. And she's like, no, Galmon! And, like, Galmon appears in front of her and, like, spins around. And you get a shot of, like, the tentacle just being cut, and it's really cool looking.
Yeah.
Like, it's so neat of, like, a weird shot. Like, it makes no physical sense, but, like, you watch it and you understand exactly what's going on. It's so cool.
Rule of cool, it's fine. It doesn't have to make total sense.
Yeah. Yeah, he, like, pushes him off. And it's like, Parasamon shoots a line at the digital portal, and he's like, oh yeah, this is my plan all along. Now that I'm, like, at the digital portal, I can, like, connect to it and get all the other Parasamon to, like, come out and take over the real world. And it's like, yeah, okay, noted. Like, better plan than Golfmon, like, immediately.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you're not, like, backing on needing everyone to download Bonsai Putty for it to work. It's like, nah, just get to the portal and we're gonna take over the Earth. It's like, alright, threat established. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they, like... Everyone's just, like, finding the Parasamon, like, for some reason, Rio just comes out of the digital portal, too.
Yeah, that was weird. Rio shows up out of the portal. It's like, wait, why did he come out of there?
Yeah, maybe there's some novelization or something that explains, like, oh, Rio went back to the digital world, but everyone else's Digimon came back to live with them or whatever. But it's like, yeah, I know.
Maybe it's just Cyberdramon is too dangerous to keep in the real world.
Well, I mean, you was sucked back anyways, right? Well, actually, no, I guess that does make sense. If it's like everyone just went back and got their Digimon, but Rio's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna be with Cyberdramon for a bit.
I have to go there instead of him coming here because he's kind of dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, so Rio just shows up, and for once he's not, like, the focus of the show, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, he shows up and he helps fight the Parasamon.
Yeah. And to see, like, Marine Angemon just destroys one of them straight up. Like, just shoots its hearts at it, and it just disappears.
Okay.
Yeah, see, like, Gardramon's, like, shoot at them. Yeah, really cool scene where, like, Mega Gargamon just shows up. And, like, Mega Gargamon... where I put the intro... No, that's not the right one. Oh no, I clicked the same one again. Oh, this is a problem. Mega Gargamon... Okay, there we go. Because, yeah, Mega Gargamon just shows up, and he looks sick.
Yeah, he looks really good.
Yeah, it's like all the heavy shouts and stuff. It's this shot of him, like, forming all the guns, and he just does the best, like, full burst shot ever. Where he's just taking these things out left and right, no questions asked. Yeah, like, a bunch of cool stuff like that. They're like, fighting, like, helping each other and stuff, like, all doing their things. Eventually it's like, Takao just kind of gets frustrated with it, and Gallantmon just goes Crimson mode out of nowhere.
Well, he gets like grabbed by a bunch of like the Parasamon tentacles, and then he just erupts into Crimson mode, and it's like, all right.
I guess you could just do that now. But yeah, it's like, I guess they just have the granny data in them now, so it's fine. Because, like, I feel like there's, like, a potential implication that maybe the granny transformation was, like, a one-time thing. But nah, they just do it whenever.
Well, it seemed to. I got the impression that Granny fused its data with Gallantmon, so they can just do that.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I wasn't too surprised that it could do it. I was just surprised that it did do it. It's like,
was.
I was just like, oh, we're that far in the timeline?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, for sure. But yeah, he just like, just throws the lance, just does his thing, like takes out the portal pretty much like instantly. And everyone's like, yeah, hey, you know what? Let's celebrate Rika's birthday together.
Yeah. It's basically it's basically the end part of the movie is they're hanging out at Rika's place and they're celebrating her birthday.
Yeah, like I don't know if this was intended to be like a send-off or whatever to Tamers. This feels like an effing send-off to Tamers.
Yeah. It is kind of weird and ends on like a somber note because somebody's I think it's Kenta. It's one of the side characters.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, Rika, you should sing for us. And then she goes off and mopes by herself.
Yeah, because they're like, singing karaoke. And Takao's like, Takao walks up like, he's like, oh, should I ask her about her, whatever? And Ramon's like, nah, don't bother her. Just let her think.
Yeah, there's no words exchanged. Renamon just shows up and she's her being there. Takado's like, oh, okay, I'll just
give her a space. But yeah, it's like, I guess the implication is that Rika's like, thinking back on her father and stuff, because, that's what she was thinking of in the dream world, is like her being with her dad.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think her father did leave the family, didn't he? Or he, like, left her mom or whatever.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure if he died or if he just left.
Yeah. Unclear, but point is, he's gone, and she was kind of, like, wanting him to be here. And, she's kind of, like, reconciling with it at the end. And it's like, it would have been nice if she actually did sing at the end or whatever, or like, hummed or something, so it'd be like, oh yeah, I guess things are okay, or whatever. I know, that would probably like completed things, but yeah, what do I know?
This screenshot, I just actually looked at it the one you got up. Like, everyone's like having a great time, and Rika looks absolutely depressed. It's like, oh man.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, the voice actress does have a really good singing voice, which probably shouldn't surprise me, but it is really nice. But yeah. Also do like that there's a little moment where like Susie's just doing karaoke and she's doing this little dance with like Terriermon Lopmon, and you tell the entire time like, Terriermon's just drinking this attention up and Lopmon's just super unsure about it.
Yeah, Lopmon's super reserved.
Yeah, he's like really awkward and he's not quite doing the motions in sync. And they bow, and Lopmon just looks over like, oh, right, I'm supposed to do that. And he just, like, just panics and quickly does it with them.
Yeah. Impmon steals Guillemon's cake. How dare he?
Yeah, just bunch of super cute moments all around. You get, like, I think, Kenta and, like, Rio just chatting it up about whatever. For whatever reason, the version I watched didn't subtitle their conversation, so I guess they're talking about Digimon cards or something.
Yeah, it didn't subtitle it on my end either. We watched the same source, I think.
Yeah.
Also, boy, these movies were low quality.
Yeah, that's...
Like the uploads.
Yeah. Because, like, you probably, like, noticed by now, it's like, the screenshots I took don't look the best.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because I've gotten used to, like, watching them in the actual, like, source files we had, quote-unquote, obtained. I won't say from where or how, but we, quote-unquote, obtained source files. But
So the
yeah,
problem,
comparatively, the movie doesn't look great.
I mean, I'll talk about it. I stole the crap out of Tamers.
Yeah, put all the blame on Lucky if you want to blame someone.
Well, here's the thing. Tamers is like a readily available series that there it isn't released anywhere, and like they keep taking down places where you could watch it. It used to be on Crunchyroll. It isn't now.
Yeah. Like, even if it was on, like, Netflix or something, I could, like, get screenshots and make this work.
Yeah, but as far as I'm concerned, if they're not going to sell it to me, I'm going to get it somehow.
Yeah.
Except for these two movies, which don't exist on the internet because people keep taking down torrent sites.
Yeah, I'll try something. Does my ball look more or less awkward than the actual Lotmon in this scene? Wait, crap, I should... Is it moving its head? I can't tell. It might be desynced. Yeah, well, that should be fine.
They both look like a Lotmon.
Yeah, well, I was trying to, like, view... Does it just reset one? Yeah, I guess that does make sense. But yeah, I'm trying to get a view where it's like we're both looking to the side. Yeah, that's probably good. Yeah, I don't know, this one's a bit wonky.
From my experience with the webcam thing, if you get too close, it just loses your face.
Yeah, makes sense. Yep. Yeah, alright. So yeah, like, anything else we really want to get into here?
Not really. Runaway Locomon's the better movie.
Yeah. Like, had better action, felt like, more dramatic, like better stakes, better characterization, probably. Actually, no, not probably, absolutely better characterization.
Just more fun moments in general.
Yeah, like, I would be surprised if this was, like, actually written by, like, one of the writers for the show or whatever, and the other one wasn't. That's the impression I get from these.
That wouldn't be too surprising.
Yeah, because, like, Battle of Adventure definitely gives me Return of Diaboromon vibes super hard.
Also, I didn't know Ground Locomon was from this movie, seemingly. If he's from something else earlier, I don't know, but this is the first time I've seen Ground Locomon.
Yeah, it might just be the first appearance, because, like, yeah, Locomon just kind of evolves mid-film for no reason.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about that, but yeah, Locomon turns into Grand Locomon, I guess.
Yeah.
And he just kind of gets another wheel.
Fun fact, apparently Grand Locomon can make its own tracks as it runs at, like, supersonic speeds.
I mean, that would make sense. Like, Digimon-wise, because it's a trained Digimon that's bound to train tracks. It's kind of lame.
Yeah. I guess those train tracks have to come from somewhere.
Yeah, I think it makes more sense if it's like, oh, it creates like digital tracks to ride on, so it's not stuck in place if it's not on a track.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it would make the most sense for it just be like, oh yeah, it can go off-road.
Yeah. I mean, in the Cyber Sleuth games, you can get Grand Locomon, and it looks really awkward following behind you because of how big it is. And if it's not like the lead Digimon in your party, it's kind of like sliding diagonally behind you.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sword and Shield just have a Wailord that's about as big as your character.
Yeah.
It's like the height of a child.
Yeah, it's great in the Cyber Sleuth games because they don't get the scale perfect, because if Digimon were as big as they're supposed to be, they'd be too big.
Yeah.
But
I like
If you have a Machine Dramon with you, he's proper big.
Yeah. Because that's the weird thing, because, like, Digimon already have, like, weird scaling stuff going on. Because, like, we've kind of talked about this before, but it's like, yeah, when Omnimon just appears in Revenge of Diaboromon, he's, like, the size of a building.
Yeah. They just play with Digimon size because it's fun to do.
Yeah. Gotta get those kaiju elements in.
It's like, why is Omnimon giant? Because it makes for a cool fight.
Because it's awesome, that's why. But yeah, like, I feel like the Tri movies are just their own beast. Like, would you put Battle of Adventure above or below Return of Diaboromon?
Uh, I mean, I'd put it below.
Yeah, I'd honestly put it below too, because, like,
Like, this gonna sound stupid, but Return of Diaboromon's the one with Armageddon, right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I definitely put Battle of Adventures below that because there were still like fun moments in that, like Joe steals a bike.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, at least Armageddon feels like a big threat that takes out Omnimon, and you get the cool fight you want.
Yeah, and it's like a callback to the first movie, so there's like a little bit of a nostalgia factor to it. But
Yeah, there's, like, the cool thing
otherwise,
of, like, yeah, Armageddon's whole plan for coming through actually makes sense.
yeah, and you get the kids from the first and second season all doing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still probably, like, it's still, like, not a great movie, but at least it has, like, more going on, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say Battle of Adventures is the worst one. I don't know if it's the worst movie we've watched, the worst Digimon movie we've watched, but I don't like it. I think it sucks.
Yeah. I think it depends on whether or not we want to, like, include the Tri films, right?
Yeah, because there's a lot about try to hate.
Yeah, because it's like Tri just kind of blends together. It's like, oh, which one was Lost? Oh, I was Lost movie 5 or 6. Oh, it was like 5, I guess.
they're
Okay,
all
yeah, that's
collectively they're all collectively the depressing ones.
like, if we want to, like, rank the Tri movies on, like, the list of Digimon films, it'd be like, yo, oh yeah, it's like, yo, our war game, like the last Kazuna evolution, like, Runaway Locomon, I guess, would be the third one or whatever, like Hurricane Touchdown's up there somewhere, and just like, like Return of Diaboromon, huge gap, and it's just Battle of Adventure with a bunch of, like, Tri movies, and they're all
Yeah.
just sort of wherever. Just all crowding up the same tier. Yeah, I probably should say that. Like, I think, like, 3 was kind of alright. 3 was okay.
I kind of thought the one where the Digimon show up to the school and they're like trying to not get caught and they're having like a school festival and whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, they're kind of having fun.
Yeah, was that the one where Joe has to beat his depression and he's, like, crying into his ramen? I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, because he leaves Gomamon on the rooftop or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
but there are still fun scenes in it.
Just Joe sitting in his dark, gloomy room while it's raining outside, crying into his egg ramen is, like, the most over the top, like, ham fisted crap ever.
I'm still mixed on Kizuna. I like it overall, but there are so many things about it that just drive me insane.
Yeah, it's like, because, like, I feel like we had the discussion back when we watched that movie too of, like, yo, like, do you, like, is it a bad movie or do you just really hate what it's doing? Because, like, those are kind of
doing.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
emotionally it works, but it's like
yeah,
I hate the plot element of the being who chose you to save the digital world set up a thing where you lose your Digimon in a really depressing way.
Yeah, it's kind of like, cause like,
Bull crap.
yeah, cause hating the movie and like not liking what doing is like, it's kind of like the same discussion and it's not at the same time, isn't it? You know? Yeah.
The parts where it's like plot wise, like there's some twists and turns, and like the bad guy's stupid because it's once again like a mentally broken woman, which they
Yeah.
keep doing, which is weird.
It's so weird.
Even Tamers isn't technically free of that because Jerry.
Yeah.
She's a little girl. She's a little girl, so she gets a bit more leeway. But
I feel like the idea they're probably going for is that it's like, it's like, oh, female antagonists, so you'll be more sympathetic towards them because they have like this plight or whatever. But it's like when you keep doing it, it gets very odd.
yeah, it's like, is this the only plot? Is this the only like villain thing or like way to make us sympathize with a character that they know? And it's like, if it was a dude, I would sympathize too. It doesn't have to be.
I
don't
have a
know.
question. Did you sympathize with Oikawa?
God, who?
In like season 2.
God. Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Kinda. Like his whole thing was stupid, but it's like, I don't know, that final scene where it's like, all I've ever wanted is to go to the digital world, meet my partner, and then he meets his partner and then he dies, and it's like, it's kind of sad.
Yeah. Would you
Like,
sympathize with Oikawa more if he was a waifu?
no, I don't want to think I would. Like, if we changed nothing about the plot, then it's still just as tragic.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'd probably be about the same. Because, like, I think that's the other thing, too, because there's a really dumb rule on the internet that's kind of true for people. And it's like, oh, hey, if they're evil but they're hot, then they're morally gray.
Yeah. But Oikawa looks like a Frankenstein.
Yeah, he looks like a proper weirdo. He looks like a Gundam antagonist, straight up. Like one of the random, like, Zaku grunts or something. Like, he looks like someone who would be, like, a Dom pilot.
Honestly, I kind of like that about him. Like, there isn't a lot I liked about the character, but I like that he looks like a total creep weirdo.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of is a total creep weirdo, so it makes sense.
Yeah. It's like, I like his design because it's weird.
The total
like
creep weirdo who kidnaps children and tries to take them to another world.
He's lanky and gray and like has messy hair and I don't know, it just works.
Oikawa would totally be that guy who's like in the isekai driving the truck that hits the main character, and he just keeps doing it to see what happens.
You know what? I sympathize. I pretty easily sympathize with Black War Greymon.
Yeah.
It's like he didn't want to be a villain. It's just kind of how it ended up.
So, alternate question. Would you sympathize more with Black War Greymon if you look like Oikawa, or would you sympathize less because he's not a cool dragon man?
What? I mean, he looks like a Digimon. What do you want about?
Like, all the Black Towers come together, and it's like the same, like, what's my purpose gimmick, but he just looks like a creepy dude.
Sure. I mean, why not? It's this, like, again, it's the same plot.
Oh, man. I feel like we should just end things off. I feel like this is as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah.
We've probably ranted about O2 long enough. So yeah, I guess we'll be back whenever Shaman King comes out or whatever, and then we'll do something.
We'll figure something out.
Yes. But yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, see you guys around.
Later.
Later.